Hello, back again for another week. Glad you showed up. Um, I put together a few ideas for today. If you have any questions while I go through this, uh, be sure to put them in the chat or submit them on the Google Slides notes presentation. You would think this is my fourth time doing this, that I'd have this down easier, but who knows what'll happen. We'll go through. After I put this together, this morning I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll change a little bit of it. So we'll see how that goes. Um, I want to thank Nan for sending me some ho hos. So I've got some ho hos now, and I still have my Oreos. So things are doing well here. One big advantage of being stuck at home all the time is I'm losing a lot less things because there's only three places they could be. Although, funnily enough, I lost my sweatpants for a week, but I have them now. So, yes, I do have pants on. Let's go to the first. So, you're all getting a million email messages now. I've talked about this in the past on what we can do to tame the email and to make it so you can actually use it without being uh, overwhelmed with the amount of emails that you're getting. So, I'm going to go through a few things that works for me. Will it work for you? Could be. It might not, but it might give you an idea of something that could work for you, which is almost as important. Well, actually, it's more important. If it's for you, it's more important. So, the first thing I'm going to cover, and you've probably heard me go through these before, but this is the first time I've committed them to a recording. That way, you guys can relive these moments we have together over and over and over again. So, Gmail searches. I know some of you are uh, putting emails in the labels, and that's fine. But most of the time, a Gmail search, you can save the time from filing away your emails. Instead of filing them away, you can just use a Gmail search to find that email again. Saves you from taking that time to. Some people like to file all of their emails from their principals into one folder so they can find them easily. You, I want to save you some time. You don't have to file them away. You can just use a Gmail search to find those messages. So I'm going to demonstrate a few of those. Here's the ones we're going to find today. Um, find email from a particular user, search the subject line, and search a specific time. So let me switch over to. So I have Donald Duck up here with his email. First one we're going to try is the from. So when we're in Gmail, search is right here. Nothing happens when you click on it. And we could type a person's name, say Mickey Mouse, and that'll find Mickey Mouse all over the place, whether it's to or from him. If I want to find all the emails I received from Mickey Mouse, I can start with from colon. And now I'll have the messages from Mickey Mouse. They added these nice little um, buttons to help you figure out. So I can easily find all the email from my principal just by putting from colon and then their email address. This will find messages specifically from them. Not if you just have their email address up there, it's going to find all messages that they are a part of. Sometimes we just want to find the one that they sent us. So we can do from colon and the person's name. I can also put search terms in here. So if I want to find all the email messages from Mickey that talk about a cat, I can put cat in there and look, I get my cat's breath smells like cat food. So I can do a from and then maybe a student's name I'm searching for or a particular handout that they emailed me. I can do it for anybody just using from colon and then a search term for my um, the email I'm looking for. If sometimes when you search for a message and you get a million hits, see the from colon? We can also do subject colon. And if I do subject colon cat, I'm not going to find anything because cat was mentioned in the message, not in the subject. So that subject helps you kind of pull things down on what you're trying to find. Do I have any emails from me in here? So if I do a search for, and this is from me to my, because this is Donald Duck that we're playing as. The final piece I want to show you is the search. Now, this is nice because you don't have to remember it. You can say older than 6 months, and it'll only give me messages that are older than 6 months. That's not what we probably want to do. I'm going to show you it. I'm going to show you how to do it up here. So, a lot of the times you're only interested in emails from a person that happened in this current school year. Well, they have a search term called after, and you put the date in as year, month, day, biggest to smallest, year, month, date. So if I do -07 -01, July 1st, 2019, after, it's only going to show me messages that were sent after July 1st, 2019. So with these two, I can find, we're going to use your hypothetical principal emails again. You can find all the emails from your principal that happened during this school year. And we can also add a subject in there and do more searches. So I wanted to save you time from trying to file things away with labels. You don't have to do that. Just archive your message. And that's moving on to what we wanted to talk about next is your Gmail archive. If you look on the left side here, I can scroll this down, there's more. This all mail, that's whenever you archive a message. I have 3 messages on here. If I archive that message, this is my inbox. I have 3 messages. If I archive this message, it takes it out of the inbox. But where does it go? Well, Gmail's got you covered. If you go to the left side here, all mail will have those messages in there, including this one right here that I just archived. New device signed in. A Google alert. I tell people, because your inbox, if you're like a lot of teachers, your inbox probably has 3,000 messages in it. Just archive all those and start over. Don't you, my phrase is, your inbox is not an organizational tool. If you have 3,000 messages in there that you have to keep in case you need them, they're not doing anybody any good because it's a mess. If you're putting stuff in there that you have to act upon later, you're going to lose them because it's going to get covered up by emails from Kohl's and school supplies and all that other fun stuff. And Google Classroom. Oh, Google Classroom loves to send email. So archive messages. um, why are when you archive over delete, archive is what you're going to use almost all of the time. If you delete something, after 30 days, it's eliminated from your trash. And I have received email requests from people saying, I deleted something, but then I went to get it and it was gone. Yeah, that's what happens when you delete things. If there's a even minute possibility, a tenth of a percent that you might need that message again, archive it. Google gives us unlimited storage. Don't worry about freeing up. And that really bothers the neat people above us, which I am not one of. The everything just keeps it all mail. So when you archive it, you'll not even see it unless you click on all mail. I have to crack up because I get people say, Well, I was going through my spam folder and I found this message. Yeah, it was in your spam folder for a reason. Because it's spam. Just don't ever look in there. Same way with all mail. If it bothers you that there's thousands and thousands of messages, just never look at it. Always use search. I'm going to pull a couple of these back to my inbox because I'll need those in a little bit. How do I put these back? Oh, there we go. So in your inbox, go through, and I wasn't going to really get on this, but we might do that. Archive a message. If you know, if it's not something that you need to do or you need to reply to, just archive and get it out of the way. Get it out of your inbox. That mental load you don't want to mess with. Archive it. Use the searches to find those messages. Labels, I don't want to talk about those. So, the other piece that I hit on with a previous message, and we're going to revisit it today, is the filters. Learning how to deal with all of the emails that you're getting from Google Classroom, from students, and bonus, if you're really advanced, I don't know if I'm going to cover that, but I'll talk about it. So, filters. I'm going to make up a filter. Oh, I need some more emails here. Well, no, I don't. So, when you go over to the gear, you can go to settings. There is a filters and blocked addresses. This is what I did before. This filter right here from that address, which is what came up with the email. I'm going to put all emails from my Super Secret Learning Tech Extreme class into into the label named Super Secret Tech Learning Extreme. We can instead of using that filter, which I'm going to delete, we can create a new filter that will filter all of our Google Classroom emails to a Google Classroom folder. And how we do that, up at the from, we just say at classroom.google.com. So anything from there, we're going to create a filter. We're going to skip the inbox. I'm going to apply a label. I'm going to create a new label called Classroom. Now I have this new filter here. If it from is at classroom.google.com, skip the inbox and apply the label Classroom. So let me figure out how I can send an email message. Hey there. And we'll get Mickey Mouse to say something to that. Okay, that should have generated some emails. If it did, nothing shows up in here yet. But see, Classroom over here is bold now. So the messages that I just generated, look, they didn't show up in my inbox. There, Mickey Mouse commented. So it throws all of my Classroom emails into there. Now, I'll just do a rehash of last time. See how each classroom has a unique. If I wanted to put if I wanted to segregate each classrooms to a different label, I could click open any of the messages from that classroom and filter messages like that. And it'll automatically throw that up there. Create filter, skip the inbox, apply the label, and I can give the name of the class, and then it will only put those messages in the box. But I didn't want to get too complicated just because filters can get confusing. So our first filter, Anything from at classroom.google.com, skip the inbox, apply the label classroom. Our second filter, let's show that, has the words hashtag student of KCS. This is in the email footer of every student at Kenton City Schools. It allows us to filter on that. So this filter is basically, if it has the words hashtag student of KCS, skips the inbox and applies the label students. So when Mickey Mouse, who is a student, emails Donald Duck, sup, what's happening? Yeah. So Mickey Mouse, my student, just emailed Donald Duck, the teacher, and you notice that message did not show up in the inbox. Well, it hasn't showed up down here yet either, but we'll give it a second to show up. Come on. Well, I couldn't wait. So there, as soon as I clicked on it, it shows up, and it would eventually show up. So there, Mickey Mouse shows up in there, but not in your inbox. Ways to keep things out of your inbox. I'm going to go through this because a lot of you have already heard my spiel on Dart, delete, archive, reply, to do. This is how I get through my inbox and keep it, the phrase is called inbox zero. No messages are usually in my inbox unless I haven't been able to get to those. So delete, archive, reply, to do. Show my slide. Dart, delete, archive, reply, to do. First, let me get some emails in here so I can demonstrate. There we go. They're all in the inbox. I didn't mean to put him in the inbox. So, delete. Let's find something good that I don't want to keep. This. Oh, do I? So I don't need these anymore. Delete. You notice I'm having problems finding something I want to delete because these Google security alerts, I get those because I sign into different machines a lot. Uh, I might need that information if something happens to go back, and so I don't want to delete those. It's hard for me to find something that I want to delete. But we'll scroll down through here and there's bound to be something that I want to delete. Well, these Google Cloud prints, I know I will never need those. So first option on our Dart, delete. Go through and delete all the messages that are definitely, and this will be a small percentage of your messages. So I'm just going to delete those. Messages that I want to keep, these security alerts. So this folder right here, icon right here is archive. I want to keep those Google security alerts, archive. And there's some more in here that I want to archive, but we want to go through. So delete, small percentage. Archive, almost everything. Ones that you have to do something or reply. If there is something that you can reply it within a minute, reply right then, archive the message. No, I am not. Oh, we're going to turn here. You get a bonus tip that I forgot to put down. So if you go to settings, I got to remember where it is. Maybe it's under labs, add-ons. Where is it? Aha. So under settings, general. See the send and archive option? Oops, didn't mean to highlight all this. By default, it's turned off. If you turn that on, oops, and scroll to the bottom so you can save it. When I want to reply to Mickey Mouse here, oh, that's a bad one because that is. So this is in my inbox. I can sit there and reply and say, "Good." Now you notice my button says "Send and Archive" instead of just "Send." Send and Archive will send that message and then archive the conversation. So I can get rid of. I can do two things at once. So part of our Dart: delete, archive, reply. If it's something that you can send a quick reply to, send it. Turn on the send and archive, and that message is gone. See, it's not my inbox anymore. Finally, to do. If there is something that you can't do right now, let's say I want to reply to this comment, I can move this message to, and I don't have it yet. I got to create one. Create a new to do. And there's a reason why I put an exclamation point in front of it. Because same reason I put one in the students. It throws it at the top of the list of folders. So now, messages that I have to do something with, let's say I need to respond to these. I move it to do. And the rest of these I can archive. So now my to-do list is messages I have to do, and my inbox is nice and clean. Delete, archive, reply, to do. And you can do these from your phone, which makes it really nice. Excuse me. And when you get to your computer, you can just click on to do and know exactly what you need to do. Couple of final cool little toys to play with today. Google Chrome extensions. I just found this one extension yesterday called Checker Plus for Gmail. Checker Plus for Gmail adds a new envelope to my. Let me close that just so. Let's open some other tabs. So I'm not in Gmail. So I don't have Gmail up here. Let's say I have that up and the text site. This guy right here does more than just show when I get an email. Nope. Doesn't work. No. Nope, and I forgot to switch. Just, oh, that's good because I need to pull this up. Okay. Yeah, I know. I forgot to switch. Okay, so this is the first extension I'm going to talk about, and I'll show you how to get it later. Checker Plus for Gmail. When you install that extension, it just throws a little envelope there, which, okay, that's kind of boring. Well, it gets better. Say I send an email. Donald Duck. Whoops. Hey there. Hey. We'll give it a second for the email to get there. I'm going to change one other thing while I'm here. Don't pay attention to this part. Don't look. Look away. I'm deleting my one filter so I can get emails in my inbox. So when you get an email, that pops up there. Okay, that's great. Why is that any better than just having Gmail open? Well, I can click on the message. I can see the emails. Look, I can archive it from there, report as spam, delete it, mark it as read, and I can open that up in Gmail. I can't add it to my to-do folder, which is kind of a pain. The neat thing is, let's get another message in there too. Come on, show up, Mickey Mouse. Yeah, well, that comes up. So, yes, I can see all my messages that are in my inbox. This is why it's important to keep your inbox kind of clutter free because this gets kind of a mess when you have a bunch. Well, I can click on the message and I can reply to it right from there. Oh, there, Mickey Mouse's mail just came through. I can reply to that message right from there. Hey, thanks for sending. So when I'm in a message, I can reply to it. From here, I can also archive it after I send it. I can also move it. So if somebody sends me a message and you notice unread doesn't show up, whoops, didn't mean to hit that. So it'll only show my unread messages in my inbox. D. Come on. It's not instantaneous, but most mail isn't. Okay. So here's Mickey Mouse. I can open it up to see the whole messages if I need to. I can reply to it. Get your own ice cream. Well, I don't want to do that because I want to do something else. Okay, will do. I can send him the message and then I can move that to my to do. Ta da! So if I go back to Gmail, I'll have my, okay, I need to go bring him ice cream. And once I'm completed that task, I just remove the to do label and it's out of my to do list. So, Checker Plus for Gmail is a great extension to help you keep up with your emails as they come in. And when you go to options on it, there are a ton of options. But you can turn on Do Not Disturb, you can schedule that. So while you're teaching, you can say, oh, you got to pay to do that. Whoops. Don't pay attention to that button. So to get that Checker Plus installed, Web Store Checker Plus, and you'll find it. There it is, Checker Plus for Gmail. So that's my first favorite extension. And you can change the, if you pay, you can change, you can have it, well, if you don't pay, you can still have it monitor different folders. So I could say, let's go back to our options. It's going to monitor the inbox, but I could also say monitor the students. So both of those groups will show up in this message so I can watch it. But I don't want to get too complicated with it yet. Multiple clipboard. This is one of my favorite extensions. Oh, before we switch, I gotta check, make sure there's nothing. Yep. So the multiple clipboard extension. Did I share this? This presentation, so you can find these links easier, is in the Google Calendar invite, so you can get to it from there. So what does multiple clipboards do? When you highlight something, oh, let's get something a little bit more uplifting. Oh, of course, there's nothing uplifting. Here we go. Airbnbs. So multiple clipboards. When you copy something on the computer, Control C, Command C, it goes into the clipboard. The clipboard can hold one item, one piece of information. So let's say I highlight that and I copy it. I can then go to somewhere else and I can paste it. But what if there's multiple pieces of information I want to copy? I want to copy this sentence, this paragraph, and also this paragraph, and also the address. Now, by default, those three pieces of information I just copied replaced the previous one every single time. So the only thing on my clipboard is the last piece of information I copied, this URL. Well, with multiple clipboards, and I have Clipboard History Pro installed here, it keeps the other pieces of information. So I can just click on this and it'll put it in the clipboard and paste. And I can go back and grab that other piece of information and paste. Oops. Bleh. Yeah, I just copied blank into there. So the multiple clipboards let you copy, and then you can go to the article or go to wherever you want to use that information and paste and pull up the other piece of information and paste and paste and paste. See, I can pull up this one that I did several. Oh, I have mail. So I could paste that in there. So it keeps a bunch of information. You can make favorites. So I'll always be able to find that one if I need to. If you're constantly your classwork, I can copy that. Oops. And then make that a favorite so I can always have access to that piece of information. You can name it if you want. You can modify it, do all sorts of fun stuff. But let's not worry about all the other fun stuff. Just that you can copy, and it keeps all those pieces of information so I can go back and find it. It's great when you have two different documents that you need to put information back and forth because you can just stay on the one, copy the pieces of information, go to the other one, and then paste them as you need them. It doesn't work with pictures though. This extension doesn't. So don't copy a picture thinking you're going to have access to it. Other tip for today, double click on a word and it highlights the word. triple click in a paragraph and it'll select the whole paragraph. 1, 2, 3. Or double click on a word and selects the word. That's your bonus tip for today. So that is Clipboard History Pro. And the address is in the presentation, which is in the Google invite, calendar invite. Okay, there's the Checker Plus that I've already, There's the Checker Plus I've already talked about. Create link is my last piece of information, and then you guys are free. Free to go out into the world. So create link. That's this guy right here. A lot of times you're trying to find it, you're finding resources and information that you want to paste into a document or into Google Classroom. And so you would normally take that, copy it, go to the document or the Google Classroom, paste it, go back, highlight that, copy it, go back to your document, highlight that, insert link, paste that, and boom. That's a lot of mess. That's a lot of, that's a pain to do. Well, create link, and I have it right here. See, it says create link, and it's a pretty unassuming icon. Does it all with once. So let's say I wanted to, let's find another website. I'm tired of seeing Airbnb. WhatsApp. So if I wanted to share this website, I can click create link, and it gives me a few different options. You're only going to worry about the first two. HTML will copy it as a link that I can just paste. Badoom. A lot easier than highlighting the title, copying, switch, paste. Even with the multiple clipboard, that's a pain to do. So I can go to any website, create link, HTML, boom. If I wanted to share this in email, create link, I can use my Google Checker Plus for Gmail and paste it. Boom. The link goes. So that's what the create link does with the HTML. Sometimes you don't want to paste it as a link, and that's where the plain text. So if I do the plain text, it grabs the title and then it grabs the address, and then you can do other things with that. But it grabs it all with once. I use create link a lot because a lot of times you're just sharing information with other people. And it's a nice quick way of doing that. Okay, the links to all of these are in the Google invite. Which apparently Donald Duck is not did not get invited to. But it's in there. Let me look here. I just want to make sure. Here, I'm going to invite Donald Duck to the live stream so he'll see it. I'm doing it right now, and I know you can't see it. Well, maybe he got invited. Oh, Google's never as fast as you want them to be when you're demonstrating something. Anyway, it is in the invite. Whoops. I don't want to create another account. So what questions do you guys have? Link is in the calendar event. There it is. And see, when I click on it, it's right there. So I can find the links to all of these different. Yeah, you don't need edit access. So the question, it had view only. Yeah, it's view only because you don't need edit. But you can go through and see those extensions that I put in there. And to install the extension, here, let me remove it so I can re-add it. If you click on the link, go to the web store, and there's add to Chrome. It'll ask you read these to make sure it needs to be able to read and change all your data on the website you visit because it needs to be able to grab that information it needs. Icons in your toolbar, you can also click and drag to put them where you want. So, are there any other questions for today? No problem. So that you got mail, that's my school. It's one of the I'm assuming you guys can hear those when they come through. You can change the sound. There. Pretty. Okay. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, I had some complaints about when the live stream was because you guys are doing other things with classes on Tuesdays at 10. Mondays at 10, it's just a hassle. I shouldn't say hassle. A lot of things seem to happen over the weekend, and then Monday morning, I'm scrambling around, putting out fires, and trying to get the show together. So that's why I moved it to Tuesdays. I think I'm going to move it to Fridays. Fridays at 9:30, maybe. Let me know if that will work, won't work. You have something else at that time. Fridays, I thought was a pretty good day to pick because we try to use Fridays as catch up and all that other fun stuff. So that's all I have to say today. I hope this got something out of it. And I didn't mean to sit here and talk for 50 minutes, but I get on a roll. And I held back. You guys are lucky. So talk to you later.